Castle Walk, the start of the section to Londonderry. One of the most beautiful railway journeys in the world.
The North Irish coast is good to look at. Big skies, wide bays, broad beaches and chunky limestone cliffs frame the line dramatically. And it only gets better.
Welcome to Around the Railways, a series that takes you on an exciting journey to all 54 stations on the Northern Ireland network. Join us as we explore the beauty of Northern Ireland, uncover hidden treasures and discover interesting things along the way. Today we're visiting the historic walled city of Londonderry. We delve into such things as how it got its name, why it is contentious, its role in the plantation of Ulster, and more recent political violence called the Troubles. All aboard!
From the great Atlantic Ocean to the wide Pacific shores, with the Queen of the Snowy Mountain down south or by the shore, with the mighty rush of the engine, hear that lonesome hobo's call. No chances can be taken on the Wabash cannonball. Well, listen to the jingle, the rumble and the roar, as she glides along the woodlands by the hills and by the shore. Hear the mighty rush of the engine, hear that lonesome hobo's call. No chances can be taken on the Wabash cannonball. Here she comes, hey look at her roll. Here she flies, eating that cold. Watch her fly, she's hugging the ribs. Dallas bound, 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 the fireball main. Oh, the train of the love is come, big black wheels are hung. Here and there and everywhere, heavy hearts are hung.
Well, folks, we're almost there, all on time today as well.
Derry, everybody's baby gets the urge to run, but everybody's big but mine's coming home. Hand me down my walking cane. Hand me down my walking cane. Hand me down my walking cane. I'm lonely on the midnight train.
Right, so folks, we've arrived here in the Northwest Transport Hub, also known as Waterside Station, Derry, Londonderry, Derry, Londonderry. Two platforms. The old station was down that way. So this is actually the old station that's been reopened again. Right. That's the train going back to Belfast now. So let's have a look inside. Thank you. Cheers. So this is a little bit of a scheme by the Irish language people, just sort of showing you what the Irish name for your area is. Let me see if there's one we recognise here. Curry Free, Clooney. We're here. That's the city. We're just on the waterside. Some of the old stations there. There's the train there at Ballerina. Mussenden Temple. So there's a piano you can actually play here, folks. It's quite an open station, quite airy, and lots of seats and stuff. Bicycle parking, you keep your bicycle here while you go on the train. Or is that for sale? Are they for sale? It's actually a bicycle shop. Only on Thursday, Friday and Saturday though, so closed today. Today's Monday. So things to do, there's also a bit of a board here telling you what there is to do. So there is a free bus to the city centre, but I think we're going to walk along the Craigavon Bridge. It's a bit of a cafe down here as well. The Northwest Transport Hub train station. They've removed the Londonderry from it and they've removed the Waterside. In the days when Londonderry had more than one train station, this would have been referred to as the Waterside Station. So we're just coming up to the Craigavon Bridge here, named after the first Prime Minister of Northern Ireland. This would have been your rail bridge. Up on top was the cars only. But yeah, it is very unusual to see a bridge like this. This is the only one in Ireland. So there is a little bit of homage to the railway history here. You've got a picture of a train. You can see the railway. This is the fountain. So this is the last remaining Protestant conclave in the city side. You can see the curbstones are painted red, white and blue. Post as well. A little bit of information over here. What's this about? So William King. This is the Ulster Tower, folks. So where I was yesterday, Handybury Tower, it's one of the training camps for the original Ulster Volunteer Force. It's actually a replica of the one in Bangor.
William King was listed as the 15th victim to die in the Troubles after being attacked by Nationalist riders from the Bogside. There is now a flute band called the William King Memorial Flute Band in his honour.
I'm impressed, fountain. You scan the QR code, it takes you to a Facebook page that doesn't exist. I'll try it again. Right. Londonderry Bands forum.com. Yeah, so the link doesn't actually work, so that's good. There's quite a famous mural there actually. Londonderry West Bank loyalists still under siege, no surrender. So as I was saying, folks, in this side of the city, the Protestant population did actually decline. This is the only sort of area where there's a majority of Protestant population. According to this, 83.4% decline. So this is Newgate, one of the many access points into the original walled city. So we're going to check out the Hidden City Cafe here in London Street. Hello, how you doing? Good morning. So folks, we're absolutely starving after our long journey, so we're going to try out some food here. Just stumbled upon a little place down London Street, the Hidden City Cafe. We're going to check out. I'm pretty starving, so I think I'm going to go for the works, potato bread. Let's go for a fry up. It's got a license as well. You can get beer, wine, spirits.
Hey. Welcome to Hidden City Cafe.
We're going to try some of the works. Is that like a Ulster fry sort of thing?
Yeah,
Like,
so it's a vegetarian fry.
Oh, but a vegetarian?
Yeah.
Do you have a
Well, we have regular egg.
regular egg?
Yeah.
Right. Okay, let's try it out, folks. Yeah, let's try vegetarian.
You're going to go only vegetarian?
I know, yeah. They might convert me here, folks. Let's check it out here. Soda bread, beans, egg, hash browns, tomato.
Vegetarian egg.
The vegetarian? No, it's a real egg.
Well, it's a vegetarian chicken.
And of course a coffee. After that long journey, I am absolutely needing a coffee to wake up. I was nearly falling asleep on the train there. Thank you very much. So folks, very satiated, very full up after that breakfast. Vegetarian breakfast. I had a bit of vegetarian sausage, folks. It's lovely. So we're going to check out St Column's Cathedral here, which is the Church of Ireland Cathedral.
Does that mean it's Dutch? Belgium?
Yeah. It's quite impressive, doesn't it? So yeah folks, there's the city walls here, which we're going to walk up onto later on. Chester Hamilton Irvine, Lieutenant 31st Battalion Canadians, killed in accident in France. 25 years.
He made it all the way to 1918 and then died.
Their name liveth forevermore. This was formerly on the cathedral's spire, refurbished to commemorate the centenary of the Battle of the Somme, which happened in 1916. Thanksgiving for those from this city who paid the supreme sacrifice. So this is the Siege Heroes Mound. We're going to head into the Apprentice Boys Siege of Derry Museum.
That is the city's crest. Vita Vetus Victoria means life, truth, victory. So I'd say that would be two.
Prime Ministers in Northern Ireland. There's been 2 Prime Ministers in New Zealand who have come from Northern Ireland. This guy here is one of them from Limavady. Walls were built between 1613 and 1618, a cost of £10,000. Absolute bargain, folks. More about the railway history here, folks. So 1967, that's whenever they started converting the lower deck of the bridge to car use. So this, folks, this is a lambeg drum. This is a traditional drum played by bands in Northern Ireland. Yes, the museum's a real good resource for learning about the Unionist culture, the Unionist tradition in Londonderry. It tells you all about the history of Northern Ireland, history of the state, a lot of military history, but of course the most important thing is telling you about the siege and also what the Apprentice Boys is and how they were formed and what it means to people in the city today. So folks, my favourite place in any museum is always a gift shop, so plenty of options available here. That's our King Charles Cup. Still a bit of a security fence here, presumably to stop people attacking the Apprentice Boys Museum. That's the Bogside. We're going to go later. So this would have been the Walker's Monument, which was blown up by the IRA. That's free Derry Corner. Evidence of paint and stuff being thrown at it. So still evidence of attack. So yeah, even though the monument itself's gone, people are still throwing paint at it. So lack of respect for other people in the city. Sent to the city in May, June 1642 by the Worshipful Company of Fishmongers. So this is how I remembered, folks. There used to be an army base here on a lookout tower, like a communications tower. See, there's the peace wall over there. So that's the barrier between the 2 communities. So still a bit of division, folks. That wall over there, that fence, denotes the border, so to speak, between the 2 communities. So this is one of the gates. I'm not sure which gate it is. Bishop's Gate.
God bless the Irish. We knew how to fight. Build them stone walls and let them come. God bless the panic.
This is right on our doorstep. This is right here in Northern Ireland, so it's really accessible. So this is Artillery Bastion.
Come here, can you hear anything? Can you hear anything? Jeepers, that's some size of a yoke, isn't it?
Big.
Imagine that, back in the day. What did they put in there? A big ball. 20 men. 20 men would have to move that. It's like walking the Great Wall of China, isn't it? I love this. Shit, am I in Derry?
Yeah, so folks, there's another point of interest here is the Derry Girls mural. Men doing exercise in front of Guildhall. Opening hours 9 to 8, so it's pretty late entry. I mean, most museums in this country close at 5. It's pretty good. all your instructions here in English, Irish and also Scots.
British royalty at the top, Gaelic chieftains on the bottom. That's Hugh Neal, and you've got the Red Hand, which has several stories about why there's a red hand. One is that two Englishmen are racing from England, the first one to get their hand on the land can claim it for their own. 1609, the Earl of Salisbury gets a brilliant idea in his head. Now, you know about the plantation. The Earl of Salisbury, he goes to King James, and I would say the conversation went a wee bit like this. Come here, James. I've a brilliant idea. You know them the Presbyterians over in England and Scotland? Why don't we send them over to Ulster? So he starts sending 4 fellas from London over. They arrive in Derry in August 1609. And they start looking, there's a brilliant wee spot there. They burned this down a year ago. So it started in 1613 when the Royal Charter was granted. Derry became Londonderry. The top and bottom rungs, you've got your Commonwealth countries who fought alongside Britain and Ireland in the Great War. So you'll see Australia, New Zealand, Newfoundland, then Canada, India and South Africa, all very prominent nations who would have fought alongside. Now our pipe organ has 3,132 pipes. It was installed in 1914 by a man called George Parrott, and he was the organist of Windsor Chapel, where the Queen was just buried. The coat of arms more prominent here, but you can see it a lot better. I did say you would be able to see the two cities represented above. So you get the City of London on the top, the City of Derry on the bottom. This is the council chamber. It's got 39 seats laid around here, and then one in the centre for the mayor. This is the John Hume Peace Prize collection. John Hume is the only person in history to receive all 3. Right in the centre there is the Nobel Peace Prize, that gold coin there. That is your Nobel Peace Prize, and then that's the diploma that you get as well right above it. To the left you get the Gandhi Peace Prize, and then down in the bottom right you got the Martin Luther King Peace Prize.
Well, now we're going to head into the Museum of Free Derry, going into the deepest, darkest Bogside. Going where others fear to tread, folks. This is where it all kicked off in the Troubles. You would not be walking about with a camera back in those days, for sure. And this is like a hunger strikers mural. So yeah, some Republican murals here. Bobby Sands. And British political policing. John Hume, Martin Luther King, Mother Teresa, more IRA stuff. Okay. Museum of Free Derry. So I'm just in the Free Derry Museum here. Drawing in on the railway history. One of the problems attributed to the outbreak of the Troubles was actually the loss of the rail link. So one of the city's last 2 rail links, the Great Northern Line to Dublin, that was the Derry Road. It was closed in 1964. Actually losing the railway, believe it or not, did contribute to the feeling of isolationists here.
One of the aspects of the Museum of Free Derry is its focus on the experiences of the people of Derry during the Troubles. The exhibits provide a vivid and moving portrayal of the struggles and hardships that the people of the city faced during this turbulent time in Northern Ireland's history. The museum also contextualises these events within the broader political and social climate of the era.
We're just walking around the Bogside here, checking out some of the murals. That one is to do with Motorman, obviously. Could do with a bit like a paint on that one, folks. This one here is a memory of those from this era who left Ireland to fight against fascism during the Spanish Civil War 1936 to 1938. This is a good old Che Guevara. Let's have a look. Ernesto Che Guevara Lynch. In my son's veins flowed the blood of Irish rebels. I wonder what connection he has to Ireland. There's the monument over there. Let's have a look. There's some more civil rights associations. So there's a few IRA letters here on the walls.
I haven't gone away, you know.
All the gas masks. So we do with civil rights. There's another gas mask. There's an IR sign, missing the A. So you're now entering Free Derry. An injustice to one is an injustice to all. Bloody Sunday March. So there's even a Braille section, look at this. What is that? I'm not sure. Palestine and Ireland. That's it. Irish Easter Lily, isn't it? So what have we got here? It's a bit of a remembrance garden for the IRA. This monument is dedicated to the people of Derry City who have resisted and still resist the occupation of our country by Britain. We acknowledge with pride the sacrifices they made throughout every decade. Their names would be too numerous to mention. Their deeds of bravery and resistance unequalled in the history of our struggle. The public and movement of Derry City really salute you and your families. Your reward will only be in Ireland. So hunger strikers, serious. So hunger strike, that's to signify the H box in the prison because they were in the shape of an H. A dog. Another monument, somebody? Bye bye Bogside. You've got to see this from both sides, folks. On the one hand you've got the poor downtrodden Catholics living in the fog. And on the other side you've got the Protestants in behind the walls that are under siege, they're basically under attack. So both sides distrusting of each other. As we spoke to the guy from the Siege Museum, he said nowadays there's no problems with the marches, apprentice boys, maybe the odd heckle, but compared to what the old days were, it was full-scale riots. Nowadays there's a bit of more mutual respect. This is the diamond, so it's essentially the centre of the city. Now is a war memorial. This was the site of the original town hall before the Guildhall was built. According to our inside sources, folks, so there is actually still a basement beneath the war memorial.
Some nice architecture though.
Yeah. I mean, some horrendous architecture. I mean, what the fuck is this?
It actually says that in the architecture guide.
Does not fit in with the character of the area, I think. The Richmond Centre, questionable. Architectural
Wonder.
Wonder
I
of,
wonder why they did that.
I wonder why they did that. That's the Waterside, that's the station, back to Belfast. But there would have been tracks running along here, actually going in the direction of Buncranass. Prior to the Peace Bridge being installed, you would have had to walk all the way to the Craigavon Bridge, so it was a bit of a distance to walk. 2011, yes, 12 years ago. Well, Simon, what time is it?
It's beer and Guinness o'clock.
Beer and Guinness o'clock, that's right, folks. Get it into you. You can't beat a good old Guinness after a long day walking about. Bang bang chicken, it's all choy chicken.
Louisiana chicken.
One Guinness and I'm already drunk. Can't take me anywhere, folks. Sure you can't. Time for my Guinness to come and get back into this here chicken. Look at that. Bang bang bang. What time is it? What time is it? It's beer o'clock. Yeah.